Today, we're taking a peek at the most anticipated horror movies of 2025 and 2026. Whether you're into classic monsters, psychological thrillers, or new twists on familiar scares, this list has something that'll get your adrenaline pumping. We'll be talking about everything from Universal's latest attempt at reviving their monster universe with Wolfman to the mysterious and highly secretive The Woman in the Yard. Also, we'll check out the return of fan favorites like Megan and Insidious. So, grab your popcorn, dim the lights, and let's dive into what's coming soon to a theater near you. Wolfman, 17 January 2025. Universal's been trying to revive their classic monster movie lineup with something they're calling the Dark Universe. They've had a few stumbles along the way. Remember Dracula Untold from 2014? It was pretty clear that it was trying hard to set up a whole bunch of sequels. Then in 2017, The Mummy tried to do the same thing but fell flat. It didn't really kick off the Dark Universe like Universal had hoped. But wait, don't count Universal out just yet. Enter The Invisible Man from 2020. Directed by Leigh Whannell, it was a fantastic reboot. Instead of setting up a bunch of future movies, it focused on telling a gripping, chilling story, and that's what made it stand out. It was less about the universe and more about the horror. Now, Universal and Blumhouse Productions are taking another shot at it with Wolfman. This isn't just any old reboot. It's a modern take on the 1941 classic film The Wolfman, and guess what? Leigh Whannell is back, which is exciting because he really knows how to bring a fresh perspective to classic horror. So what's Wolfman all about? Well, details are pretty scarce right now. We know it's going to revolve around a werewolf, classic monster stuff. The film stars Christopher Abbott as Lawrence Larry Talbot, who is the original werewolf character from the 1941 film. If you've seen Abbott in indie films, you know he's got serious acting chops. It'll be interesting to see how he brings Larry Talbot to life in a modern setting. Now, one big question on everyone's mind is whether this movie will try to connect with the Invisible Man and create a successful dark universe, or will it just be a standalone story that reinvents the classic werewolf tale? We don't have answers yet, but it's fun to speculate. What I'm really excited about is seeing how Whannell will update this classic monster. The original Wolfman had that old-school charm, but with today's technology and storytelling techniques, this could be something very special. Plus, Abbott as Talbot is a fascinating choice. He's known for bringing depth to his roles, so it'll be intriguing to see how he handles the transformation into a werewolf. So keep your eyes peeled for updates on Wolfman. It's shaping up to be an interesting addition to the classic monster lineup, and with Whannell at the helm, there's a good chance it'll be both fresh and frightening. The Woman in the Yard, 28 March 2025. Now, this one's got everyone scratching their heads because there's hardly any information about it, but that's exactly what makes it intriguing. So let's see what we can dig up. First things first, Blumhouse Productions is behind this project. If you're familiar with Blumhouse, you know they're no stranger to horror hits. From Paranormal Activity to Get Out, they've got a knack for delivering the scares. But with The Woman in the Yard, they're keeping things tightly under wraps. We don't have much of a plot to work with, which just adds to the suspense. And here's where it gets interesting. There's a 1999 thriller book titled The Woman in the Yard that deals with a black woman's murder investigation set in 1950s North Carolina. Now, don't jump to conclusions. The movie hasn't been confirmed if it's based on this book. Blumhouse is staying tight-lipped, so we're left to wonder if the film will be an adaptation or if it's a completely original story with a similar title. As for the team behind the camera, Jaume Collet-Serra is directing. You might recognize his name from horror flicks like House of Wax and Orphan. More recently, he's directed big-budget films like Jungle Cruise and Black Adam. It'll be interesting to see how his experience with both horror and blockbuster films will influence this project. The cast is another point of interest. Okui Okpokwazali, Danielle Deadwyler, and Russell Hornsby are confirmed for The Woman in the Yard. These actors are more known for their work in TV and theater rather than horror movies, so it'll be cool to see them take on a new genre. They're all fantastic talents, and their involvement hints that the film could have some serious dramatic chops. While we don't have any concrete plot details yet, the mystery surrounding this film is definitely keeping us on our toes. Will it be a gripping psychological thriller, a fresh take on a classic horror story, or something entirely new? We'll have to wait and see. Megan 2.0, 27 June 2025. If you loved the original film, get ready because Megan 2.0 is on the way and it's got horror fans buzzing. Let's break down what we know so far. First up, let's talk about why the original Megan was such a blast. The film, released in early 2023, was a mix of horror and comedy that really hit the mark. It followed a genius toy maker who ends up adopting her niece after a tragic loss. Struggling to connect with her new ward, she creates Megan, an advanced android designed to be a perfect companion. But as you might expect in a horror movie, things go sideways when Megan starts going rogue, acting beyond her programming. What made Megan stand out was its unique blend of humor and scares. The titular robot wasn't just another creepy doll. She had personality and a knack for stealing scenes. Despite being a robot, Megan brought a surprising amount of charisma to the screen, making her a standout new horror villain. Given how well Megan was received, Blumhouse is clearly ready to capitalize on that success. The sequel, Megan 2.0, is slated for a summer 2025 release. While we don't have a lot of plot details yet, the ambiguous ending of the first film left plenty of room for continuation. Fans are eager to see what kind of trouble Megan will get into next. Director Gerard Johnstone, who made a splash with the spooky yet entertaining Housebound, is rumored to be back for this sequel. Jason Blum himself has been vocal about his excitement for Megan 2.0, so it's clear that Blumhouse is putting a lot of confidence into this project. The sequel is already shaping up to be one of the most anticipated horror films of 2025. So what can we expect from Megan 2.0? If the first film is anything to go by, it'll likely continue blending horror with a cheeky sense of humor. With Johnstone returning, we can anticipate a fresh take on the Megan saga that keeps the balance of thrills and laughs. Insidious 6, August 29, 2025. We're gearing up for the release of the 6th installment in 2025, and with the Insidious series having a pretty wild history, there's a lot to get excited about. Let's take a closer look at what's coming next. First off, let's talk about the Insidious franchise. Since the original film dropped in 2010, it's become one of Blumhouse's biggest successes. The series is known for its creepy exploration of spiritual possession and demonic hauntings. What makes it stand out is its complex timeline and the way it intertwines different characters and events across its movies. It might not always win critical acclaim, but it's been a massive hit at the box office, and that's a huge win for Blumhouse. Now, let's focus on what's next. In 2025, we're getting the 6th installment in the series, though it doesn't have an official title yet. Fans are eagerly awaiting what's in store, especially with the potential release of Thread, an Insidious tale, possibly coming before Insidious 6. This could shake things up a bit and add some new elements to the universe. Insidious: The Red Door, the 5th film, brought back much of the original cast, including the Rainier family. It was a great way to revisit the characters we know and love, and it made us wonder what's next for them. Given that the 6th film is likely to continue their story, we can expect to see more of the Rainier family grappling with their past traumas and the lingering spirits from their previous encounters. While we don't have too many details about Insidious 6 just yet, it's safe to say that it'll probably stick to the franchise's core themes of demonic hauntings and spiritual terror. With the previous films establishing a rich, eerie universe, the 6th installment will likely continue to delve into the darkness that has made the series so popular. Epitaph, August 10, 2026. This film promises to deliver a gripping psychological experience. Let's break down what we know so far. Epitaph follows newlywed Anna and her husband as they start a new life in Alaska. Sounds idyllic, right? But things take a dark turn when Anna is involved in a car crash that leaves her with selective amnesia. The accident triggers not just memory loss, but also agoraphobia and haunting flashbacks that add layers of tension to the story. The film is directed by Harley Coleman, who's known for crafting intense and atmospheric narratives. Joining Coleman is writer Victorious Kingston, who is also part of the cast. This blend of creative talent is intriguing, suggesting that the film will have a deep personal touch both behind and in front of the camera. The cast of Epitaph features Aylin Bacall as Anna Norgard. Bacall's performance will be crucial in bringing Anna's psychological and emotional journey to life. Victorious Kingston, who's not only writing the film but also starring as Walter Norgard, adds an extra layer of depth to the project. Zachary Chambers plays Kenneth Myers, and Adara Pemberton is set to appear as Officer Hansen. With this ensemble, the film looks poised to deliver strong performances that will enhance its eerie atmosphere. From what we know, Epitaph will explore themes of memory, fear, and isolation. Anna's selective amnesia and agoraphobia will likely drive much of the tension as she grapples with her past and the psychological impact of the crash. The haunting flashbacks will probably play a significant role in unraveling the mystery and building suspense. With the film's release slated for 2026, it's definitely one to keep on your radar. Harley Coleman's direction and Victorious Kingston's dual role as writer and actor are sure to bring a unique perspective to this psychological thriller. The cast is solid, and the premise is ripe for a gripping, edge-of-your-seat experience. Curse of the Cat, TBD 2026. This film promises a mix of gruesome accidents, mysterious animal attacks, and a touch of cryptozoology. Let's unravel what we know so far. Curse of the Cat kicks off with a shocking accident involving a local man. This gruesome incident sets off a chain of bizarre animal attacks that have the community on edge. Sheriff Tim, played by Bobby McGruther, and Deputy Jesse team up with Dr. Fieldsman to investigate these strange occurrences. As if that wasn't enough, Dr. Golds, portrayed by Bailey Smart Zimmerman, and the arrival of cryptozoologist Rhett Nightshade, played by Ellen Adair, adds extra layers of intrigue and suspense. Written and directed by Bobby McGruther, Curse of the Cat has a unique blend of elements that promise to keep you hooked. McGruther's dual role as director and writer suggests a strong personal vision for the film. His previous work has hinted at a knack for creating suspenseful atmospheres, so this one should be no different. The cast brings a mix of talent to the table. Ellen Adair as Rhett Nightshade adds a touch of cryptozoological expertise, which should bring an interesting angle to the mystery. Bobby McGruther, besides his directing duties, will play Sheriff Tim, anchoring the film's investigation into the attacks. Bailey Smart Zimmerman's role as Dr. Golds adds another layer of depth, and Chris Ostrowski will portray Mayor Civet, hinting at a potential political twist or adding complications to the story. What makes Curse of the Cat stand out is its intriguing mix of horror and mystery. The gruesome accident and subsequent animal attacks create a chilling backdrop, while the involvement of cryptozoologist Rhett Nightshade adds a fascinating layer of supernatural intrigue. The film seems set to explore themes of fear and the unknown, with a cast that's likely to deliver strong performances. As we wait for the release, it's clear that Curse of the Cat has the potential to be a standout horror film with its gripping premise and intriguing characters. Whether you're a fan of classic horror or new twists on the genre, this film is one to keep an eye on. Orlando Monster, March 27, 2026. If you're a fan of creature features and high-stakes terror, this one might just be for you. Let's delve into what we know about this upcoming movie. Orlando Monster takes us to a theme park in sunny Orlando, Florida, where a family vacation takes a nightmarish turn. Instead of enjoying the rides and attractions, they find themselves being hunted by a fierce creature with superhuman strength. Yikes! The stakes get even higher when they encounter Dennis, an older man who claims he knows how to take down the beast. Turns out, Dennis had a run-in with this very creature when he was in his early 20s, and now he's determined to save the family and make sure they don't suffer the same fate he did. Written and directed by Ben Cena, Orlando Monster seems to be blending creature horror with a personal revenge tale. Cena's direction and writing suggest a story that's not just about the creature, but also about confronting past mistakes and overcoming fears. It's an interesting twist that adds depth to the classic monster movie formula. The cast includes Lisa Walton, Jennifer Rizzy Horvath, and Darren Seitz. Walton voices Elaine, while Rizzy Horvath voices Cheryl, and Seitz voices John. With a voice cast like this, it seems like the film might be playing with some animated elements, or perhaps using voice work for some of the creature effects. Either way, it's clear that these actors will bring their talents to enhance the film's eerie atmosphere. What sets Orlando Monster apart is its unique setting in a theme park, which provides a fun and spooky backdrop for the creature feature. The idea of a monster lurking in a place that's supposed to be all about fun and thrills adds an extra layer of tension. Plus, the involvement of Dennis, who has a personal history with the creature, gives the story a compelling edge as he tries to right the wrongs of his past while protecting the family. As we count down to the release, it's clear that Orlando Monster is shaping up to be a thrilling and intense film. Whether you're drawn in by the creature horror or the personal redemption story, this film looks like it's going to deliver some serious chills. So what do you think of these upcoming horror movies? Which one are you most excited to see? Let us know in the comments below. And hey, if you're all about keeping up with the latest in the horror genre or just love a good movie night, make sure to hit that subscribe button. You won't want to miss our updates on the scariest releases heading your way. Thanks for watching the video. Until next time, stay spooky and enjoy the show.